Tell 'em run it off.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it off.
Oh, wonder why it's still playing. That is not supposed to be playing anymore. So let's figure out what's going on here. That was weird. That was very, very, very weird. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Wake up in Cleveland. It's a Thursday, wonderful Thursday afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you in your time zone. Thanks for hanging out today. We are going to, we're going to try to, go through this not so much faster than normal, but this is going to be a shorter show because it is Thursday and I got to run around and grab stuff for events this weekend. And I have a 1 o'clock call. Why do I have a 1 o'clock call today? I have multiple calls today. That's the joy of Calendly. You never know when you're going to actually have events or meetings or not. They just kind of show up. Let me just make sure the audio is fine. Why am I getting a delay? I know what's going on now. Okay, hold on. There we go. My computer was running audio back through my Mixcast, and I was hearing myself, and I thought I was going crazy for a minute. But I'm not going crazy. I'm just fine. So let's definitely chat. I'm trying to figure out again why I'm not getting the audio that I so desperately need in my chat, which we'll get through, but we're not there right now. So I have my big monitor with my text chat here, and I want to put that on there, but for whatever reason, it does not want to go in there. So we'll never figure this part out. This part has been a little bit of a frustration for me. I can't seem to get my chat on YouTube to work properly. And that's a little bit of a problem for me. AP chat browser capture, AG chat browser. Let's see if this works. We're going to see if that works. Anyway, so we might not be able to post the comments, but that's okay. That's just one little piece. Live chat, YouTube. Maybe this is it right here. Let's see if this fixes it. Oh, wait, that might have fixed it. Anyway, so if we do have questions today, chat is disabled for this live stream. Okay. It is what it is. So if you guys have questions, you need to put the hashtag ask in the chat. It's very, very important so I can see what's going on and be able to hopefully be able to answer your questions. I had a person today send me a message from, I guess, the stream from last week. And they asked for my email so that they could send me an email about their system not working properly. They were trying to update a 2012 MacBook, to Catalina and they were having problems. So they were asking for my help. Look, first off, I will help as much as I can. I will. But the one thing that I am not and never claim to be is tech support. I'm not going to spend, you know, time emailing back and forth trying to figure out what's going on with your problem. I don't have the time for that. That's when you have to like literally, go to the Serato forums because that's a Serato issue. Now, if you have an issue, hey, I'm experiencing this. I might have experienced that, and I'd be more than happy to share my experiences. But I can't sit there and troubleshoot. I'm not tech support. I am I'm a big I'm a not that I couldn't. I'm not saying that I couldn't, but that's a lot of work, that's a lot of time, and that's something that definitely, you should go to Serato for since it is a Serato issue or even a Mac issue. But it could be a simple question that I could answer. So throw it in the chat if you're on here and we'll see if we can get it accomplished. But who knows? Who knows? Raz Roy says, ask rain 4 for the win. Well, that's not really an ask. That's a statement. Rain 4 for the win is a relative statement. I don't know that I agree nor disagree with you. At the moment, there is no rain 4 in existence. So what you're talking about is pure speculation. And even if there was a rain 4, let's say there was. I can't say anything's a win without testing it. That's just the way I work. I need to be able to touch and feel product, and then I can tell you if it is, as you so succinctly said, for the win. and maybe if it does come out, and I know all the they're not even leaks now. It's Rain literally advertising their product. But I do know that based upon their products, looks like a solid product. But I will say this. We've been hurt before. If you know what I mean. We've been hurt before. So we'll see. All the Rain products that have come out, just generally speaking, have been very good products. Very good products with usually something that is just very, very annoying on it. And for some people, that very, very annoying could be a deal breaker. For others, it might be exactly what they wanted. But I can't tell you how many times I've reviewed a Rain product or even purchased a Rain product, because I own Rain products that I purchased for myself that are they're good enough, but they have done something that stopped it from being great. It is what it is. It's the way Rain works sometimes. Let's see here. The first version of their Rain MK, their Rain 12s, were decent. The minor update that they made in between got better. And then Nick Spinelli plus NDA. I'll go back to that. Weren't that great. Then the Rain 12 MK2s finally became a piece of hardware that like I could stand behind. So for me, sometimes it takes a couple of iterations. The Rain 72 first iteration I didn't love. Second iteration I really didn't love. The Rain 70, love, fantastic mixer. But even then, a couple of compromises that they probably didn't need to do, but they did. So it is what it is. We just kind of work around it. I own a Rain 70. It's literally sitting right there. I had to move some equipment around recently. So right now it's on the floor, but it's still one of my favorite mixers. To this day, one of my favorite mixers. Now, I have an S11 underneath this table. To me, that's like, at the moment, Oh, that's pinnacle. That's pinnacle for me. Let me hit the start recording button so I can have this information later on. Now, Grand Slam says Nick Spinelli plus NDA equals you can't talk. Well, I mean, it doesn't take a Nick Spinelli. I have an NDA, so I can't talk regardless. I don't have the luxury of it's a catch-22. Okay, it is really a catch-22 because we can talk about Nick for a minute. Nick receives, you know, potentially, potentially um, leaks. They could be right, they could be wrong. But he does receive the leaks now, which is good. It helps his channel out. It gets people to go to his channel to check out things that haven't been released. But the problem is, manufacturers don't necessarily like that. They don't like that you leak product. If it is something that they've spent, years working on, and in some cases it's literally years, and then somebody gets a hold of information and releases it to the public. Now they don't have NDAs, so they don't have to worry about it. Of course, there are always, depending on the level, cease and desist. That does happen. It happens with Apple sometimes, but in general, a leak is all speculation anyway. There's no physical hardware. If there were physical hardware, I'm assuming that there would be a cease and desist if he had obtained physical hardware. Because usually speaking, like even with Apple, you can say whatever you want. You can make your own, demo, dummy mock-ups. All of these things you can do. But the moment you have an actual piece of hardware and you're talking about it before the embargo lifts, that's when there's a problem. So he's only speculating right now, and that's completely within his purview. But for somebody like me, who signed NDAs with most major companies out there, I can't talk about that kind of stuff. I can't even really speculate or go, oh, we've obtained this. I photoshopped this. This is what I think it's going to look like. Like I would get in trouble. I would definitely get in trouble. And that's okay. And that's okay if, it's great for Nick. But the problem with this kind of stuff, for anybody that has any future idea of trying to go out and, establish relationships, they don't look too kindly on stuff like that. So you're trading in now for later, maybe. And it could all roll off, and they give him gear anyway. But for a lot of people, for a lot of companies, that's a red flag. We can't give you information because we're fearful that you will tell people something if we tell you. So it is what it is, And somebody had said, Ruben had said, Nick's video was photoshopped. Yeah, they're all photoshopped. I mean, I go on the Facebook sites and everything, and I see, countless mock-ups of all kinds of hardware. It is what it is. So, yeah. So I don't have the luxury of talking about any type of like leaks. Now, look, something's been leaked. I can discuss it, but there's nothing that I can say that I can say anything factual. And look, I text Nick. It's not like what I'm saying here is wrong, and I wouldn't say it directly to him. I text Nick all the time. When he released his video, I texted him with the, like a crying emoji, and and he was like, hey, blah 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 blah. I'm like, I can't talk to you, Nick. I can't say anything that may verify anything. They may confirm or deny. You get what I'm saying? And we kind of laughed it off, but look, we understand, and more power to him. Okay. I would love to be able to get the chat working. I would love that. That would be my favorite thing today. Not sure it's going to happen, but I'm going to do it to you live. I'm going to show you how it works if I can get this thing working. For whatever reason, I can't. But we do have Nico in the building, Vaughn, Craddock, Ged, Kenyon. What are these names, guys? Where are you guys from? All these names. G Diesel in the building. What is going on? Can I make G Diesel a mod? Let's see if I can make you a mod. Let's see if I can do this without. You may even be a mod for all I know. All right, hold on. See if I can do that. T Diesel. There we go. Add moderator. All right, T Diesel, you're on. Okay, now I want to take this chat. I want to pop it out. I want to take. Oh, I see. Is that what's going on? Well, I see a blue wrench on my side. Maybe it's just you who cannot see. You have blinded yourself to success. I'm giving you opportunities and you don't even see them. Now it's power. Okay. Not top chat. I want live chat and I want to be able to copy this. I know there's something simple here. I'm just missing something simple for whatever reason. It's not helping today. All right. I'm on live chat screen. AP chat browser. Let's try this one. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't want that. That's too much work. Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure it out because I can't get to it. All right. So let's check out some of these questions here. DJ Mike, Mikey Mike. I picked up the PTU-1 mic. That mic is amazing. Also got the PTX 400 mixer. Excellent. Yeah, the PTU-1U is a very, very good microphone. You know, my partner hates them, and because he's a mic snob. So I'm using it. We will continue to use it, but at a certain point, I will be spending the big dollars and getting myself a the KSM 11, the Shure KSM 11. That's in my future. So I will have to buy a QLX and the KSM. It's going to be a very expensive microphone setup here, but you know, I deserve them. But I still love the PTUs. Still love the Phoenix. The Phoenix line is far for price, bang for your buck. And honestly, it doesn't get much better than that, in my opinion. All right, Vaughn says, ask, do you think Serato will add support for older controllers for the new beta with stems? I use a Newmark NS6 too. Chances are, I don't know. I mean, yes and no, because I don't know. It's not so much Serato, it's the software. So if the NS6 2 can take the new Serato, then there's no problem. If you're asking whether or not, and I don't know the NS6 where the line stops, you have to tell me that. But if like for instance with the the Rain SL boxes, if they no longer support it and they stopped at a certain software number and now you no longer get support, then no, it's not going to happen. But you tell me. I don't know. If you're using the most up-to-date Serato, then there's no reason that you can't use the beta and MIDI map your pads if you're using the new one. Okay. Vaughn, do you think Serato? I already answered that one. You asked it twice. Okay, good. Thank you for your review, Phoenix Mics. Ged, you're very welcome. Nico, when does Rain come with a successor of the Rain 64? I'd really love that mixer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that 64 was a four channel, right? Because the 62 was two channel, 64 was a four channel, and then the 68. Um, that's a very good question. Yeah, they haven't put out well, I mean, they have their rotary mixer, which is I believe four channel. But yeah, they haven't released one. Don't know. Don't know. I mean, the 72, the 70, I could see them coming on with the 74, but maybe they check their price models, and maybe Rain people don't prefer the four channel. I don't know. Okay. Kings and Queen Entertainment in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out today. T Diesel. What is Shabbat and what kind of stuff goes on at these parties? I'm doing one tomorrow. I let them I'm not familiar with these events, and they said it's fine. They want me anyway. Well, Shabbat is I've never seen a Shabbat party, but I assume it's on a Friday, and because Shabbat is Friday into Saturday, and basically what Shabbat is, it's just it's kind of like a culmination of the week. It's basically you have family dinner or friend dinner. Um, you do the prayers over the candles, and then you basically stop doing anything after Shabbat. So if you are a Orthodox Jew, once the sun goes down on Shabbat, I'm not, but once the sun goes down on Shabbat, you can't do anything electronically. You're not supposed to turn anything on. You're supposed to walk everywhere, and just reflect on the week, reflect on God. That's the Orthodox way. Now you get to conservative and/or reform. All bets are off. My temple is conservative, so definitely we have Shabbat dinners, and right after Shabbat, there's a little bit of dancing. So I think that's what they're probably doing for you, G Diesel. There's a little bit of dancing. Um, Keep it very clean, very, very clean. That's all I can really say, but it should be pretty straightforward. True said, let's talk about Dead in the Rain. What do you want to talk about, Truco? What do you want to talk about? Uh, Thoughts on new gig bar coming out? Well, the only gig bar I know about is the ILS, and it's already out. If that's what we're talking about. Um, I have a video. I shot most of it over the weekend. I will. You know what? That's the video I'm going to put up today because it's basically done. So I have a video on the Gig Bar ILS, kind of a first use, first look type video. And spoiler alert, it's a good product. It's a good product. It's a good product. Is it the most amazing gig bar ever? No, it's not. But it's better. There's but it's better. There's brighter lights. There's a better laser. Um, the the color washes are pretty much the same. The I forget what they call them. I forget what they call them. I'm not thinking right now, but the little moving lights up top, they're a little better. I don't use them anyway. They were fine before. The moving heads are definitely brighter. It's a good unit. It's still all plastic. It still has a crappy case. Uh, During transportation, this was a brand new gig bar. I opened it up. Basically, all the screws for like the color washes and the other lights were out and in the case. It's just, it is what it is. But the light's fine. There's now a wireless. There could have been a wireless stop box before. Little the pedal thing could have been there before. Never used it, but there's a better remote, and a wireless box, so it's good. Sound switch has the configuration in there already, so that made it really easy to just turn on and go. No complaints, no complaints. Okay. But that video is coming out, which we will go into detail. DJ Valentino, thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. All right, let's see here. I think I jumped ahead here and just jumped over some stuff. Okay. Did those 4 mics and 1 live are real? Okay. DJ Crazy Legs. Have you ever seen a DDJ 1000 SRT, the screen displaying a different time on a song than what's showing on the laptop? I've done all the firmware and everything like that, and it still happens. No, I have not seen that. But I guess my question would be to you, what is it? The same song? Is it a different song? Does it happen just kind of strangely throughout the night, or is it particular songs that are causing that problem? Because if it is a certain song or songs, it's a possibility that they have some slight corruption, and the controller doesn't know what to do with it. It's very, 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 very possible. The DJ Lab in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Okay. Mr. Wobbly Hand. Is your Rain 70 still fader equipped, and what are your thoughts on it? I think my thoughts have not changed since my video. Yes, in my video, I did put in an fader and haven't looked back. I don't love the Rain crossfader. It's fine. It's good. But I never loved the Rain crossfader. The Magville faders to me, is Mag 4, sorry. The Mag 4 faders are they're fine. They do the job. I don't love them. And, I'm speaking just from a point of like, oh, that's what I need to do. I'm speaking from a point of, I don't claim to be the best DJ or the best scratch DJ, but I just know what I like, and I like certain feels. The Rain faders have never given me that feel, except for, I'll back up, the Rain 57 and the Rain 62 had amazing faders. Amazing faders. Some of my favorites. 57 bled more. So when the 62 came out, I believe that when the 62 came out, I believe that was like the best fader they released. Now, a lot of people didn't necessarily like the actual body of the 62, but the fader was untouchable. Then they moved over to their Mag 4s, and they've been fine. I did not like the Mag 4 and the 72. I thought that was trash. The 72 MK1. Thought it was trash, which is one of the reasons why I didn't even attempt to buy the 72. When the Rain 70 came out, I basically bought it at NAMM. It was released, it was announced at NAMM, pre-releases went into effect. I bought it then because that was the mixer. Now this was in between the S9 and the S11. So the S11 hadn't been announced yet. So I had bought the Rain 70 because I don't know, I didn't see anything. And I was a big Rain fan. I still am. And the Rain 70 came out and it was like the best, faceless mixer out there. Okay. The content Rain is displaying looks better than what Nick had. Again, it's all speculation. I'm a big fan of actually seeing the product. Like actually holding it in my hand. I know they will ship it to me. Whatever Rain product is coming out when it's ready. And I'm not impatient. It's not that big of a deal to me. It'll come out, we'll test it, we'll see how it goes, and I'll give you my opinion. That's how it works, I know his last video was all about Denon products. I will review all products available to me and then give my opinion. Give my factual opinion. From a person that actually, uses whatever products are potentially announced. Anyway. The DJ Lab says you can't say anything because you get free gear. That is not how it works, the DJ Lab. That is not how it works whatsoever. So let's clear up what this means, why I can't say anything. It has nothing to do with free gear. By the way, I don't get free gear. I send stuff back all the time. They send it to me, I review it. They send me a shipping label, I ship it back. They send it to somebody else to review also. So that's not the case. The case is I have a legal obligation to not say anything because I have signed non-disclosure agreements. People need to, this is a misconception throughout the industry. You don't talk bad about that product because they give you free stuff. How can I trust you? Because what you got it free and you didn't buy it yourself, so you can't possibly give a non-biased review. This is all crap. All crap. Okay. They send us gear because we've established ourselves. We didn't get free gear before. Every piece of gear that I reviewed early on was the gear that I purchased myself. I still purchase gear. You know, the Gig Bar ILS, they don't send me anything. Chevet does not like me. I like Chevet. I still have a whole bunch of wireless products from them. I still have a whole bunch of Freedom Bars, Hexes that I spent a great deal of money on. I have every Gig Bar we own, including the ILS, we purchased for ourselves because they're not sending me product. But again, back to the fact that I can't talk because they send me free product has nothing to do with that. It's a legal issue, legitimately. So, just to clear the air here, people, and no, I don't give good reviews because I get a free product. I don't give bad reviews because I get a free product. What I give are constructive reviews. I take the product that is given to me, I review it, I give the positives and the negatives. The difference is I'm not an asshole about it. And that's the key. A lot of people think that because you're not being, really mean on a product, that means it's because they gave it to you free and, oh, you don't want to mess up the relationship. No, I don't want to be an asshole. And then the relationship is messed up. You can factually and legitimately have problems with the piece of gear that is sent to you. It's how you say it that will determine how people look at you in the future. And if you're a guy that's shitting on their product all day long, they're not going to send you any product. That's facts. And what you're shitting on could be an absolutely true assessment. But the way you shit on them is what causes the problems. I have had problems with gear left and right, and I will talk about it. And not one manufacturer has ever had a problem with what I've said because I've said it in a way that didn't make them look like idiots. It's not for me. There's this thing that I don't particularly like, but it's not for me. Maybe you guys will. I have a problem with this, and this is why I have a problem with this. You get what I'm saying? So just to clear the air, it has nothing to do with the reason that I'm not talking. So hopefully that's cleared. We can move on. Some people don't have NDAs. They can say whatever the hell they want. More power to them. But I do. And I am happy to have an NDA because that means trust. Now, does it annoy me sometimes when stuff does happen to get leaked or somebody has a product? I mean, it happened with the not the S11. It happened with the S7. Products just kind of slip out sometimes. And does it still a little bit of your own thunder for somebody like me that's actually been, working my butt off to get to that level? Of course, but it goes along with the job. Okay. DJ Lab, honestly, you can't say that I'm great and then say, unfortunately, he is too tight with all the manufacturers to get a real unbiased opinion. That's bullshit. Sorry, that's bullshit. I have never once played to a manufacturer because they give me free stuff. So if that's what you feel, then you shouldn't even be listening to me. In all honesty, every review I've ever done has been legitimately my opinion on them. So, yeah, them some fighting words. Okay. Let's see here. All right, and cut the black and cut the Cleveland Terry back. Oh, it's off. I didn't turn it on. Good call. Good call. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Jimmy Salvinini. As far as sound quality and reliability goes, which in your opinion is better? The RX3 or the Denon Prime 4? Well, I've used them both. So I can have an opinion on these things. Two different companies. What do I do? Okay. So, in my opinion, hardware wise and reliability wise, I think they're both very, very good products. The Denon Prime 4 is made very well, and so is the RX3. The RX3 is a little lighter than the Denon Prime 4. Not that that means anything. The only problem that I have with the Prime series in general, this is all Prime series stuff, is that I don't love the ability to move from record box, not record box. I don't know why I just said record box. I was thinking about the RX. The ability to move from the standalone unit to Serato. It takes a considerable amount of time to move over to Serato. I said it in my Prime 4 video. It's like 15 seconds and it's not 15 seconds of like, oh, we're just waiting. It's 15 seconds of dead air. The controller stops. No audio is coming through. So the difference is the RX3 has a much, much better transition. The swap over factor is considerably better on the Pioneer DJ products. It really is. And that's the one thing that if you were alone, all right, and it's just you're the only person using it, there's nothing wrong with the Prime 4. The Prime 4 is great. Although there has not been one single standalone for me as a mobile DJ that I have said it's perfect. And the reason why it can't be perfect is because there's no HDMI out on the box. I think that's the last thing that a truly standalone piece of gear needs for a mobile DJ, because I have times where I have to show a montage or got to have something on the screen. And if they want us to be truly computerless on an event, they need to put in HDMI. What if I need to do video mixing? What if somebody needs something? What if I need to throw a logo up on a screen? I can't do that without having another computer. So that's really my only issue with all the standalones, is that I still need to bring my computer because I have stuff to do with my computer. So when people are always like, well, yeah, but Serato's fine, but you have to use a computer, or this is fine, the hardware's fine, you have to use a computer. I got to use a computer anyway. There's never a time when I don't use my computer for something, whether it be showing a logo, video montage, video mixing, karaoke, like all of these things require me to have a computer. I guess I could get away with it with like, an iPad or something like that, but we're still in the same situation. You have to have something else in order to use your product completely. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. Raz1 says, what are your thoughts on the S7 upfaders? They're fine. They're the same faders that are found in like the SX3. They're fine. I don't have a problem with them. They're not the best, but they're fine. At least they feel good. What product was I using where the upfaders? Oh, like the Rain 1 upfaders. The Rain 1 upfaders are just bad. To have a battle style controller and not have good upfaders from a Rain product, it all seems very weird to me. if I see a mediocre or an average crossfader or upfaders, I'm fine if it's coming from like Denon, because Denon is more of a like, CDJ style, EDM style control setup. But when I see things like that on Rain products, I have a serious issue, because to me, that's the whole point of the Rain product. That's for like the DJ's DJ. So I hope that when their new products come out, they fix the upfaders, and more importantly, especially with the Rain One, whatever new updates come out, they fix that crossfader. They stop routing the audio through the fader and actually have it be an actual fader. Hopefully. Okay. Preston McConnell says, got my Rev 7. I can't say enough. Duck down is an incredible effect and love the smooth echo. Your assessment was 100% dead on. Thanks. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. It's funny though. So, I have a Rev 7 here, and a Rain 1. I've been using it while the Rev 7 was getting tweaked on. It just got fixed, so I used it last weekend, and I remembered, because you kind of get to a point. Look, if you're a good DJ, you can DJ on any piece of hardware, so that's never going to change. But the Rev 7 to me, I really, really loved. So when it went down, I grabbed my Rain 1, and when the Rain 1's a great piece of hardware. I started using that, and it's like, okay, this is good. I was right about this. This is good. There's some quirks, there's some things I don't love about it, but it's still good. And then my Rev 7 finally came back, and I went and used that. I was like, oh yes, I forgot. This is a really good piece of hardware. Like, it's a really, really good piece of hardware, but I'm a big fan of both. But if somebody was telling me I had to choose one, I'm going to choose the Rev 7. I don't think I've been very, honest about that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. So T Diesel, it says, I've seen that on my 1000. Somebody was asking why the numbers were different. I've seen that on my 1000. It's usually showing like 60, and the controller says 120, so it's double speed. So yes. So Serato, and not just Serato. I mean, there's even like DJ can struggle with this if your metadata is incorrect in your file. And for whatever reason, like I have 3 songs right now. Baby by Justin Bieber, Calle Oche by Pitbull, and there's one more that I can't think of right now, but those 2 that I actually play a lot. For whatever reason, anything at 130 on these corrupted files, they're not even corrupted, they're just bad metadata, they would say 90 beats per minute, and it's 130 beats per minute song. So you can manually change that, by the way. You can go into the song file in Serato and basically double click on the BPM and then update it. And then it will remember that update. And then you're fine. So you can do that. But in general, I mean, this is also why we still continue to use our ears. And when there's a problem with BPM, our ears should tell us that there's a problem, not just that the fact that it says 90 and it's really 130. Okay. Only thing CT got was free was his caffeine allergy. Yep, that's true. Okay. Let's see here. Mike Beats in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Solstice in the building. Thought you weren't coming on today. Some days are just hard. I'm up late. I'm working on stuff. I'm testing gear. I stay up late sometimes when I get gear, and I was a little tired. I mean, I got to get up. In reality, I probably should have just started the show at 8:35 when I dropped my kid off at school and came back. That's what I should have done. And I'm not working. I'm not working out right now. I don't know why. I've been really lazy this week. My body's like, you don't need to go. I do need to go, but I just could not get myself there. I have a pull-up bar here. Didn't use it at all. I'm just been bad. So I will go today. At some point. Oh, sorry. I'm getting text messages from people, and people that are listening to the chat are listening to my stream here. And the good news is well, not the good news. Some people in the stream happen to know me better than others, or are in the industry and they know the drama that we all face. And so I'm getting text messages from people right now, and it is hilarious. If I could tell you what our text messages were, you would laugh too. But let's just consider those to be NDAs also. Okay. Let's see here. Jonathan Sweetheart? Is there a foldable collapsible truss that you would recommend? So the only foldables or collapsible ones are there's the Pro X ones, and then there's another company that makes them too. We almost bought those. But we didn't. Instead, we got the global truss one that you can build. So we have two different sizes. I think it's like 6 feet. Yeah, I think it's around 6 feet, and then we have an 8-foot one, or 7 feet. So maybe one's 5.5 and one's 7. And yeah, we just take them with us. They go. They find them. They fall in a little pole bag, and typically they'll fit in any type of normal car. I fit them in my truck, and if I need to, like if I have a whole bunch of crap, I can feed it through the window. But yeah, that's what I use. But the ones that you kind of stack together, those are definitely easier to load in. Those are great. There is a Serato Beta 2.0. Yes, there is. It was released I don't know, Friday or Saturday, maybe Monday. I can't remember, but it was released a few days ago. Okay. Yeah. So I would check those out. They're pretty affordable, and I know Rachel Lynch uses one, and I think she swears by it. I think she still uses it. So it's light, it's plastic. The reason why we didn't buy those per se was because there was a lot of screws involved. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of pieces, and we would hate to like not have the piece and then we can't put the damn thing together. So that was really the only issue. Okay. If I didn't say, Joshua Carl in the building, good to see you. Ratbone in the building, good to see you. Ratbone, here, let's make Ratbone a mod too, if it's possible. Okay. You have been granted the power, Ratbone. Not that we have to worry. You know, you people here on YouTube are very you're very good people. You would never do anything that would force the moderators to time you out. You wouldn't do that. DJ Chris says, what update does Serato 3 Beta 2.0 have? Nothing in these betas is going to be anything like groundbreaking. What you're going to be seeing over the next couple of updates is just them tweaking stems so it can be ready for production. That's it. They really think about it that way. They're taking all the user data and they're making tweaks and they're trying to fix it. That's it. Rockville. That's the build one. Rockville. Thank you very much, Frank. Appreciate that. Okay. Joshua Carl says, the fact that I had to put an innovator in my one was heartbreaking. I get that. Jonathan says, I answered that. DJ Left Cat, apologies if this is a dead topic, but is anyone seeing Pioneer gear showing up in stores again? Everything is on back order. Everything, not just Pioneer, most products. Unless for whatever reason you're like a Chevy product or a Newmark product in Guitar Center. They have a whole bunch of that stuff. You can get that stuff left and right. I saw boxes and boxes of like Newmark Platinums and gig bars. But yeah, everybody still has to wait. So let's take a look here. Let's go to our, we'll check Sweetwater and we'll check Zounds. What product from Pioneer are you even looking for? We'll do Rev 7. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm dying. Okay. Let's see. Rev 7 says on Sweetwater, notify me when in stock. Does not have any here. Let's check the 1000. Okay. 1000 SRT says notify me when in stock. So yeah, we still have a problem. It's a good problem to have because, well, you know, I mean, if they're sold out of their 1000s, a piece of hardware that is that old, it's pretty impressive. I remember at one point you could actually buy a 1000 for like $1,000. Not anymore. Not anymore. Okay. You can call me Roy. Gotcha, Roy. Mendo, you gave me great advice about moving heads. Ended up with getting the JMAS Outco Beam 100. It's not expensive to replace a pair of those pocket scans. Huge improvement. Next focus, a great website or social media. Well, you kind of have to do both. You kind of have to do both. People still go to our website because that's where people can obtain brochures and things like that. So I know people go to our website because we're always getting automatic notifications that a brochure has gone out. But people confirm who you are, strangely, by your social media. So you need a website. You know, people need a way to kind of get to a central location where they can just communicate with you. But social media is kind of what sells your product. You know, people will go to the website and go, okay, great. You know, do you have anything recent or whatever? Oh, just check our social media, or they'll check our social media before they've even talked to us. So by the time they call us, they know exactly. Sorry, one of my DJs is having a baby. One of my DJs is a girl. In case you were gonna flip out for a minute. Hold on, let me send this text message. Okay. Sorry, I gotta make things bounce and loud. I gotta do this. Okay. All right. Anyway. Let's see. I have a Newmark and a 7 that works for the old version of Serato DJ Pro. So, do I keep the Newmark and a 7 or do you advise me to upgrade? I don't personally advise anyone to do anything that they don't feel comfortable with. Meaning, if you got the money and you're ready to upgrade, moving up to the Rain 1, there's nothing wrong with that. I would say this. Well, first off, if you're looking at a moving platter piece of hardware, then yeah, the Rain 1 or the Rev Center are your only options. If you don't care and you're looking for like static jogs, then there's a lot more options. And obviously, I would tell anybody at this point in time, especially if they are a Rain fan, to wait until whatever product the Rain is releasing comes out, because clearly don't buy something and something else comes out. You're like, oh my God, that's the one I wanted in the first place. You know, I know that from what I'm seeing, I believe it's a 4-channel mixer. But a lot of people, that's from the leaks, but a lot of people didn't like the Rain 1 because it was 2-channel. So even though there was never a problem with that, but that's just my opinion. So I would wait. I would definitely wait right now. The Rev 7 is available on Amazon right now. What is it? $15,000? Okay. Mike Beats asks CT, any thoughts on the SC4 or SC2 already leaked? No opinions, Mike. No opinions. Leaked or not, no opinions. I'm sure at a certain point I will be able to review and get my opinions out, you know, in a very legally acceptable time period. But at the moment, leaks are what they are, just leaks. Uncorroborated. Okay. All right. Beta 2 seems to have better memory management. Yeah, let's hope. Because that's a big problem with it, is the memory management. DJ Renegade says, have you used stems at any gigs? I used stems on a corporate event. That was me playing background music. Maybe a week ago. I think it was like last Thursday. Or last Tuesday. They were fine. Now, again, I'm not saying anybody should use a beta piece of software. So don't put that out there and you go out and fail on your party and get mad at me. I'm not saying that. I had the opportunity. I've been testing it on the M1s. I think that if you have an M1 or an M2, you seem to fare better with crashes than you do on like an Intel. So we just have to kind of wait and see. But I did use it on there. I almost used it this weekend. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, because I was testing DJ. That's why. I needed to go back to DJ just to make sure that what I was hearing in the Rain products was what I felt compared to DJ. And I like DJ a lot. I'm fearful for DJ now. I really am. Okay. Let's see here. Something nice. Ask, which mixer are you using there, CT? The one next to your Stream Deck. This is a Tascam Mixcast 4. It's basically designed for podcasting. That you can do DJ stuff in there too, because there are XLRs in the back. And this is great. It's got all the stuff. You know, the stuff you come to love. All that stuff. My DJ Kova sample. It's got everything. So I'm a big fan of this. I know that the podcast, the Rodecaster Pro 2 came out. Looks like a great product. But I got this in between the Rodecaster 1 and the 2. And then I had a chance to review the 2. I can review the 2 whenever I want. This guy's been good to me. I know DJ Kova uses the Rodecaster 2 also, but it's been good to me. I don't have any issues with it. And I feel like it's like one update. And one update to being kind of a perfect mixer. Okay. What happened to Invader Mixer by Thud Rumble? There was a working concept in 2019, then nothing. I mean, I believe I asked Kubert about that. I can't remember what he said on the interview. There's a lot of products. There's a lot of working concepts that come out for gear, left and right. Not even DJ related gear, but just anything. And, if they can't get the backing that they need, for, I think that's what he was saying. He was saying like the manufacturing, everything was just cost so much money and they didn't have enough, support. They couldn't put the money into it. It's hard. It's really hard, coming in here and trying to break up some of these established companies. And even if you're Qbert and you still can't get it off the ground, I mean, that should kind of tell you. That should tell you. Okay. Keith Just in the building. What's going on? All right. Studio Ag 1. Alfredo. Okay. From Brazil. After I made an upgrade to the Mac OS 12 Monterey, my Audio 8 DJ native instruments is not recognized and I can't use it. NI doesn't have a solution. I mean, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I don't use any of those products. I will tell you this. The only thing that I can suggest is because you upgraded to Monterey and now your audio drivers don't work. So chances are you haven't set the permissions for the audio. So you have to go into your permissions. Unfortunately, I have no way of showing that right now because I'm not I don't have this computer plugged into HDMI. But permissions. Where is that stupid thing at? I can't remember where that is at. Oh, security and privacy. Okay. So in your system, you go into system preferences, security and privacy, and then under your privacy, hold on, let me find Serato real quick. I think it's general. Click to make changes. Oh, why am I frozen? Oh, I got too many things up right now. I got Serato up. I got everything up right now. Okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, I cannot get into my let's try that again. Security. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, under privacy. Maybe it's not privacy. It's one of the security protocols that I can't seem to find right now. Advanced? No. I forget where it is. But it is in here and you have to go into here and then basically change allow the driver to be seen, and then that typically works. I could have sworn it was under security and privacy, but I can't seem to find it right now. Allow apps downloaded. That's fine. Advanced. It's probably because I'm not plugged in. That's my guess, is because I'm not plugged into the hardware. Okay. Let's see here. Chris in the mix. Did Reloop send you the Mixon 8 yet? Supposedly, yes. And I say supposedly because it's been a little hard really getting communications to happen. So last week, they told me it's being shipped. I gave them my address and everything. I have not received anything yet. Meanwhile, other companies have been like, hey, your product's gone out and it's already in my hands. So I don't know what to tell you. It might end up in the same place the Maui 44s are. In kind of this limbo place where I never get it. Okay. All right. Dane Mitchell, should I invest in the wireless DJ setup you've been talking about? I have the Prime Go, so I'm thinking about the Mackie Thump and the wireless XLRs. I don't have a problem with that. I use that on a daily basis. So I can only say you got to do what's best for you, but I don't have a problem. Now, again, one of the things that you always have to think about is your location. When I speak about things, I'm speaking about it from a generalized location. California, Southern California is a big, big, big place. I haven't had any problem in anywhere so far in Southern California that I've used this product. LA, Santa Barbara, which is way on the other side of Southern California. Haven't had any problems. It's been great. I plan on using them. I have a wedding this weekend. I'm going to bring for the ceremony itself. Yes, I will be using my Denon Prime Go and my wireless and my X5s and my Mackie Thumb Goes without question, without even thinking about it. Okay. Have you installed the mini Innofader on the Rain 1? Has challenges? I have not. I have not done anything to the Rain 1. Joshua Carl, who's up in the chat, has. He can probably answer you a little better than that, but I have not. Alyssa Love, 120 people in the chat, and we're not at 100 likes. Thank you so much for that. Yes, make sure that you end up liking the stream. That's very, very important. And thank you. I never look at the numbers, so I never know what we have. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out. I can tell you this I have I talked about it on Thursday, so I'll talk about it today also. I have the Mackie 212 speakers and subs, the Mackie 212 thumbs. I used them. I've tested them. I haven't put out my review yet, but I will be putting out the review. I shot it on location. They're good speakers. I don't have a personal use for them. I also have a Newmark Platinum FX. I think it's a mixed stream. The one with the engine. Yeah, it's a mixed stream Pro. I have one of those also. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be taking all of that and making a huge giveaway. So it's October 20th right now. I will pick a date sometime, probably the first or second week of December, and we will do a raffle to see who wins it. The only thing you have to do is pay for shipping, because you see me on here, you think I have all this money and stuff. I got kids, so it's not coming out of my pocket. So the only thing you have to pay for is shipping for wherever it is. I don't know about international yet. I'm sorry, because I don't know, what that price is going to be. So it might end up being local, but I'm not sure yet. I still need to do all that stuff. But I will be sending out the entire thing to one lucky individual. The only thing you need to do for me is follow all my social platforms. So that means subscribing on this channel, following me on IG, following me on TikTok, getting in my Discord, and then commenting on my videos. And then we'll do a random one when we get a little closer. I'm going to do a dedicated video on it. We'll do a random one as we get closer, and whoever gets it wins it. I might have some other product that I can send out too. Maybe like a runner-up type thing. But I am going to be sending it out. For one reason, I need to get rid of product. I got too much product in my house. I know these are first world problems. They really are. But I just have a lot of stuff. And I'm not even using the stuff. That's the problem. Like typically for me, if I really, really like it, then I use it all the time. If I just like it, okay, maybe it's not for me, or maybe it's not powerful enough for the kind of parties that I'm doing, then I don't use it. So they just sit here. I have a couple of speakers. I have the SRTs, the Mackie SRTs. Yes, because the SRMs are actually, I actually use the SRMs, but the SRTs, I don't really have a use for them. So the SRTs might go also. Not really sure. Okay. Ouch. All this stuff on me. What is this? Anyway. Okay. Anthony, what laptop are you using to DJ with, and what are the specs? Anthony must be new here, because we talk about this. This is the MacBook Pro 14. It's got the M1 Pro 10 core chip in it, 32 gigs of RAM, and 2 terabyte hard drive. And when I say it's the best computer that I've ever owned, I mean this. And it's not just the best computer I've ever owned. Oh, you had a 16. I've had a 2011 MacBook, 2012 Retina MacBook, 2016 MacBook, 2019 MacBook Pro. These are all pros. And then this one right here. Best computer I've ever owned. And, you know, obviously I've used PCs too. Best computer I've ever owned. The best. All right. What's your thoughts on the Roland 808? I've talked about it before. It's good. I mean, it's a little older now, but it's a fine product. There's a lot of people that swear by it still. So I don't personally have one, but I know a lot of people love them. Okay. I'm from Trinidad. I didn't know that's not where DJ Puffy's from. Devin. I didn't say that. Yes, Alyssa, I did address the SC leaks, and I can't address them because I do have NDAs with Denon in music specifically, so I can't discuss the leaks. I can't discuss the leaks. Let's just leave it at that. I'm trying to find a way to but I can't. There is no way. Okay. Professor BX, it won't work. Audio 8 chipset is totally incompatible with Monterey. Well, there you go. There you go. Professor BX answered your question. Audio 8. So there's a lot of systems out there, especially audio cards specifically, that don't work after you leave High Sierra. I think it's High Sierra. And one of them is this guy right here. This is the M-Box. The M-Box. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this device besides the fact that I can't use it anymore. It's paperweight. Paperweight. That's why it's collecting dust. I don't even know why I still keep it. I do know why. Because my 2012 MacBook Pro, I was using it for streaming for the longest time before I burnt the hell out of the graphics card. It still works, but I wouldn't recommend using it anymore. Anyway, I only updated the 2012 to High Sierra just so I could use this hardware just in case, because there's a lot of audio cards that stopped at High Sierra. Lots of audio cards. Okay. Frank says, if I may, Cleveland, I can suggest a fellow YouTuber who is showing an excellent example of Serato stems at work. Frank, you can do whatever you want, but I literally have a video on Serato stems. So I would think that my video is just enough. But do whatever you want. How dare you? How dare you? Last weekend you mentioned Ape Labs DMX that controls non-Ape Labs lights. Curious if you know that if that will work with Chevere ADJ. I think we talked about that. I don't know specifically, but that's the whole point. The whole point is to be able to control your non-DMX, your DMX lights with Ape Labs. So it should not matter what hardware is being used unless they are doing configurations for DMX. I do not know. You know what? I mean, would it kill you to just look? When I say that, I'm talking about myself. Ape Labs, DMX beta. We're releasing the open beta version. No, that's not what I want. Let's just go to Ape Labs real quick. All right. All products, uplighting, design, architectural. They don't have like a vlog? I don't see a. They don't have like a vlog that they would talk about stuff. Huh. There is a login, which I'm not on. So, maybe that could be it. Ape Labs. Hold on. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So, what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope. But I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So here's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there, or you can give me a super chat and then send me off a tip. Look, I know that times are tough, money's tough, and I know that what I'm asking for some of you people might be a little too difficult. So there are other ways that you can help the channel. You can host the stream, share the stream. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the stream to everybody. Get the word out. That's the easiest way to help me out, and that doesn't cost you a dime. Those are just a couple of ways that you can do this. I think they're coming back, so I need to get out of here. Just remember what I said. We'll see you soon. Bye. I've been talking this whole time, and I've had no sound. This is why I'm getting a new table where this mixer, hold on. I should have seen it because my audio card's not moving. This is why I need to get a new table. I'm going to get a rising table. Has anybody texted me? G Diesel, there he is. Sorry, guys. I don't know how long I've been gone for, probably 5 or 6 minutes. So apologize. It happens. It happens. And you guys see, the problem is, and this is honestly the big problem, I'm going from top down to the things that I haven't answered. So because of that, I don't see the comments below. I don't see them because I'm still focusing on the one. But we can go back real quick here. I thought you just like looking at my pretty face. I thought that's all you wanted. First rule of DJing, audio check. Well, I'm not DJing now, am I? Okay. So does he read the chat? Oh my God. Sometimes, guys, you ask questions that you know answers to. Of course I read the chat, but I'm also answering chat. I can't read, answer, scroll all at the same time. So thank you guys for letting me know. And I apologize for having you sit here. But screaming audio for, a long time doesn't change anything. I agree. As a DJ, audio check is the first rule. You guys know I've been on the stream, right? This isn't like I just came on and there was no audio. I muted the audio when my wife came in, and I just forgot to unmute it because my wife came in. And if you guys are married, this kind of shit happens every day. So I am sorry. I am sorry. Oh, and by the way, I can talk to myself regardless. It's kind of a thing that I do. Look, nobody could do what I'm doing right now and not talk to yourself. That just doesn't happen. But I need to go back and answer a question now because yeah, too bad we don't have any uh any deaf people on here. They could type out what I'm saying. Although, yeah, my lips are showing. Okay. All right. Let me go back up. Because I know there was a question I wanted to answer. Oh, Nathan, from DJ Live Podcast. I was saying that, yeah, Rick and Eric shut down gear because that's not the podcast they're trying to do. So I respect that. They know what they want, and it is what it is. They have a great podcast though. What age did I start DJing? That was, I was 13 years old, give or take, when I started DJing. Now, the question I wanted to answer, this one is one I took a while. The good news is that I didn't really talk about anything else besides these 3 questions, so we can fly through it. Actually, 2 questions. So, first one, any idea why I have some files unable to select in BeatSource link account in Serato? So, this is an issue with BeatSource. Every so often, a file, well, specifically, what I've noticed is when I've run into that issue, because there's a Harry Styles has a track as it was that I would stream from BeatSource, and for whatever reason, the first one that I played no longer plays, and I think what's going on is that the as you played it, and maybe you've given it a flag or tagged it or whatever, that metadata is being cached into your system, and then they updated the file for whatever reason. And now the system is seeing it as 2 files, although one is a ghost file, it doesn't exist. So what I would recommend doing is doing a search again for that same song and see if there's a secondary version of that song or a secondary copy of that song that probably is going to play just fine. Now, on occasion, there have been issues where the Serato, where BeatSource just isn't talking to Serato and they just don't play. That has happened. I'll try to load a song, it won't load. I'll load another song, it'll load just fine. I'll go back to that song and then it'll load. It is what it is. That's about it. Yeah. So, I was talking about controllers and mixer. This is the one where I got on my tangent. I don't know if I talked about it. Guys, did I talk about the going through a mixer? Let me know in the chat. Did I talk about going through the mixer? I'm not muted anymore. I can literally see. So he's not now. Refresh. You shouldn't have to refresh on a mute. That's weird. I'm not muted anymore, guys. So don't know what to tell you. Did I talk about the mixer? I think what's going on, guys, is you guys have come in on a whatever. You're just a little late on the thing here. Oh well, next Thursday. Okay, good. So let's talk about that real quick because and then maybe I'll just get off. So somebody asked, do I still use a mixer with my DJ gear? And the short answer is I've never used mixers in my DJ gear for the most part. The long answer is this, and then we can move on from there. I'll scroll down to the bottom and go from there. See, guys, don't get married. You don't get married, you don't have mutes like this. So that's how it works. You don't have people opening doors and you're just like randomly hitting the mute button because you don't want people to hear the conversation you're having with your wife or your 10-year-old. That's what happens. That's what happens. So anyway, okay. So the long answer, if you are using a product, stop blaming your wife. Don't tell me what to do. If you are using any gear from the past 5 years, okay? So you're using a Rain 1, you're using a Rev 7, you're using a Prime 4, Prime 2, DDJ 1000, SX3, the Roland, Roland 808. If you are using any of this stuff, you don't really need to use a mixer because the mic preamps in all of these systems are very, very good. The only one that you might still need at least an EQ, either a stomp box or a mixer, is something like a Denon Prime Go because there's no EQ. So my rule is I prefer to have a 2-band EQ. So if there's a 2-band EQ, this is good. 2-band EQ, you can get the sound you want out of your microphone with a 2-band EQ, a low and a high. The ones with just tone, like the Rain 70, yeah, you can still get away with it, but it's not quite the same. But even then, you can still make it work. There. Now, the reason that a lot of people use mixers, from what I've gathered, the number one reason is so they can run their backup gear or an iPad or anything like that. So in case the controller goes down, they can just move over to the next thing. All right. So, well, yes, you're right about that, Richard, about BeatSource, but that was only for Windows. So if he's having the problem on Mac, which I use a Mac, doesn't solve that issue. If there's a tone, all bets are off. But everything that you need to do, I need to EQ my microphone. Well, there's a 2-band EQ on the controller. I need to EQ my sound. I go through my mixer because I like to EQ my sound to get it right, quite right. Well, you got EQs in your speakers too, and you got crossovers in your speakers too. So that's really not the argument that's going to get us where we need to be. Okay, there's that. Now, the last thing I will say is a lot of people are acting like the mixers they're using are better than the hardware they're using. A lot of people are using, Yamahas, the MGs and Behringer and all these things. These solid state devices aren't any better than your controller and your speakers going direct. You think it's making it better, but really you're just introducing more noise into your chain, potentially. So I don't use a mixer because I just get gear that has all the things I need, so I don't have to worry about having a mixer. If you're using it for backup, fine, I get that. But we're all using powered speakers now for the most part. Even if you were using a passive, you still have an XLR input somewhere. So if I have a problem, I just unplug out of my normal controller and then, go into the other piece of hardware. Problem solved. Okay. Let's see here. T Diesel. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. That'd be funny if the closed captioning did work. Keep the mute button. What's funny to me though, guys? This is actually a serious thing. things like normal things like keep the mute button in front of you. I'm going to keep this big ass mixer on my table. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, if it, what I really should have been looking at is the audio card in the OBS because it does move. And I just didn't even think about it because I was focusing on the wife. And then I went to my commercial, came back, totally forgot I was on mute because the commercial mutes it. So it is what it is. But everybody that's on the stream, you guys all know you do make mistakes too, right? Nobody's perfect. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I don't know that I'm muted when I don't know that I'm muted. Anyway, let's see here. 102, just love your face. Thank you. Appreciate that. It is 12:25. 12:25. I got a couple more because I do have a 1 o'clock call that I need to get on. And just making sure that my call. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm perfect. Sure you are. Okay. Let's see here. Question. Okay. Can you please check out my ceremony setup? I sent it to you via Instagram, please. And thank you. Like to know your input. Okay. I'll check it out right now. Let's see here. If I had my other computer, I would pop it in, but I don't. Yeah, all my secondary HDMIs are blocked. Okay, or not blocked, but they're unplugged. All right, let's see here. Messages. Don't know where you're going to end up. All right, check out my ceremony. Oh, you guys and your music. You know you're going to get me demonetized, right? All right. So let's see here. Based upon looks like he's got a line array. He's got his iPad right there. Then he's got his X5 right at the top in its own little cup holder thing. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, looks good. Going into a Maui 5, looks good. I think you're good. Okay. All right. I probably will, Sobra. Probably will. Why do people hate Harbinger speakers? They are decent. Yeah, I think it's Yatin. I think you answered your own question because you said because they're decent, and that's it. They're decent. They're not amazing. They're not horrible. They're not amazing. They're decent. Miguel Hernandez says you might have already answered it, but if you're not, since Serato now has stems, do you think Pioneer will update XP2? I just don't want to buy it if it might come with a revised version. You know, Mojax and I talked about that because I think they should. That's like the best possible. Hold on, let me grab this. I'm not going to mute anymore. I told you I have a lot of gear. Okay. This is an XP1. That's dirty. Very dirty. But not the point. So what the point is about this is because there's so many pads, you can have the best of both worlds. You could have all of your hot cues, you know, on these top two, and then have your stems and then your stem effects right here. So this is technically the perfect setup. Now, this thing drives me nuts. And I have, everybody's sending me IG and everything. It's like, I get too focused. I honestly do. I don't look at anything else. But neither here nor there. Somebody should have just called me. Like, Drew should have just picked up the phone and called me. Then I would have known something was wrong. But speaking of Drew and Pioneer DJ, this right here, I keep this. I keep this XP1. I don't use this XP1. I hate this XP1, and not because it's an XP1. I hate the fact that it only works with Rekordbox, and the XP2 works with both Serato and Rekordbox. And I bought this like, I don't know, 4 months before the XP2 came out. I started messing with this one. I'm like, I got to use Rekordbox all the time. I don't love that. And I just put it to the side. Use it for like a day. Never used it again. I hate the fact that this is only Rekordbox. Now, put the number in the chat. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Do you understand? So this is actually a funny thing. Now, and I'll get into that. This right here, because there are people on here right now that have my phone number that are on the stream. They could call. This right here is kind of the perfect setup, and I would love to be able to use this with like Serato Studio. They still don't have an update for Serato Studio with this thing. I don't know why. This is the perfect setup. Perfect. Okay. Now, this is the God's honest truth. I don't give my phone number out because a lot of people on this thing are crazy. See, I can go back and edit the video after it's done. I can go in and cut out all the no sound later on. So when we're done with this video, I'll go in, I'll do a quick tweak, cut it out. But here's the issue. People believe that I am their tech support. And people honestly don't even connect the fact that like I am a professional DJ and I work all the time. And they're like if I show you messages, hey man, I got a quick question. Can I give you a call real quick so we can talk about it? No, we cannot. And that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with me. You know, I don't want to be tech support. Hey, can you just give me a call real quick? I need to talk about a couple of things. First off, put the damn thing in the comments. Put the damn thing in the message. There's a voice message feature in Instagram. Use it. And I've literally told people, I'm like, just leave the message. I'll listen to it when I get a chance. And then if I can answer it, I'll answer it. I'd really prefer to talk to you. Then we're not having a conversation. So I don't know if it's a me thing or not. Charge consultant fees. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then that means I gotta have like dedicated time. And I am not I don't necessarily have the time for that. So yeah, I'm not tech support. So when people call me, they're like, hey, I'm having a problem with my Serato. Then gotta go to Serato. Hey, I'm for whatever reason, can you tell me about this one obscure speaker that you buy in China for, whatever, and tell me what's wrong with it? I have no idea. You need to review this product. Okay. You need to send it to me. Or somebody else needs to send it to me. I don't have access to every product, and I'm not, maybe if my YouTube memberships were like popping, right? Where there was actually like people were subscribed to my channel and paying for the membership. Then I would use that money to buy gear. Because that's the whole point. Maybe if the 40,000 people that are subscribed to me all were paying, a $3 or $5 membership, I wouldn't care about whom I come into contact with or leaks or whatnot. I just say, guys, I'm good. I don't need this anymore. Maybe if we started putting, more into that, we'll see. But people like free stuff. Support your boy. Support your boy. There's a membership thing. It works. Support your boy. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't give out my number. Never give out my number. The people that have my number right now, sometimes I'm like, ugh, I shouldn't have given you my number. Ah, yeah. Every so often. Every so often. Like, oh man, I'm really glad I didn't give you my number. I'm glad you only have my my DM. Because sometimes even my DMs can be. Have you made your decision on a Shure mic? Well, no, I know the mic I'm getting, Keith. It's just expensive as all shit. I'm gonna end up with the KSM 11. KSM 11 and probably I think it's the QLX because that's the only one you can choose. That you can choose which mic you got. I think the ULX does it too, but I think it's the QLX. So but basically I'm not sure about the receiver yet, but the microphone KSM 11, and it ain't cheap. Definitely not cheap. It's probably the most expensive mic I've ever owned. I will own, but it sounds really good on my voice, and that's what we're about here. We're about that Shure life. We're about that Shure life. All of a sudden, I'm sure everything now. Okay. 12:36. We got 10 minutes, guys, and I'm out of here. Got to make up for the 10 minutes of non-talk. Now, if you're just looking at a good quality Shure microphone, you're just fine with the ULX or an SLX and a Beta 87. I think that's a great combo. Great combo. And I think that's like $800. I think it's about $800. Oh, Radbone, because they came through. That's why. Didn't need the casters. They literally came through like the day after. I was like, oh, Radbone needs your things. And he's like, I just got an email saying that they're shipping now. You know what? God bless Google Voice, except for the fact that they got rid of my number. I had an original number and I loved it. And I went to go on because I was doing some Craigslist crap. And I always use my Google Voice for Craigslist. And for whatever reason, it was gone. It was deactivated. So I had to make a new one. Maybe I'll give that one out. I'm getting a lot of drop frames all of a sudden. Huh. I wonder what's happening here. Anyway, now I'm back in the green. See, I saw that. We'll get it figured out, guys. I got to go back and edit that 10 minutes out. So annoying. Did you say DJ Puffy from Trinidad the last time I said, Devin, let it go, man. Let it go. If I said it, it was probably an accident. I talk a lot, and sometimes some things might be what they are. But yes, I understand, Devin. He's not from Trinidad. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That might have been, I might have talked about that when I was muted. Oh man, you know when I was muted, I was literally I talked about the Denon SC2 and 4. I talked about the new Rain product. There's a new Pioneer product. I talked about that too. There's a new Bose product. There's some new Shure products. There's some what else products? Some new JBLs. Oh man, I talked about everything. You could get a lot done in 10 minutes. You get a lot done in 10 minutes. Richard Edwards says, geez, let it go. I don't know what you're talking about. Was that about me or was that about Devin? You might want to be more specific on that one. Will says, Will Sands, when do you plan on updating to Ventura? 6 months from now? I probably will not update to Ventura until the new version comes out. That's probably what I will do. Typically speaking, I'm usually like a operating system behind just because there are, I have other programs that I need to work properly. So I can't just go ahead and update right when something comes out. So I always wait. I always wait. Yeah. So I'm typically about a year behind. Now, the good news is for me is, I don't use any old products, so it doesn't really matter. But like anytime you update, you risk breaking Serato. Obviously, if you're using something like a DJ, algorithm DJ or even virtual DJ, they're typically a lot more up to date when it comes to software, especially DJ. Um, but yeah. Anyway, okay. Uh, let's see here. Miguel says, I will have to call Shure because I have an SLX and it's hit or miss. Mostly I test everything before I go to an event. Once I get to an event, it cuts in and out and I have two different. Well, that's an easy one, Miguel. You need to check your frequencies. You need to check to see what frequencies your Shures are operating on, because you might be in a situation where, and Miguel, what state do you live in? Let me know in the chat. But you might be in a situation where your system, your frequency, the megahertz, no longer work in your area. We had to replace 3 SLXs, 3, because of the T-Mobile frequency grab. They took a huge, a very popular frequency, and after that, my mics no longer worked outside. They were cutting in and out. So chances are that could be what you're experiencing. So, he's saying Texas, yeah. Honestly, you need to go to the radio frequency site, and you can just Google it, mic frequency, page, and it'll come up, and then it'll tell you what frequencies you should be using in Texas. And that's probably what happened, is my guess. Because if you're using it inside, it's working, you go outside and it's cutting in and out, that means something large around you is sharing your frequency. Could be a radio station, could be anything, could be T-Mobile, could be radio. Like for us, I got burned. This was before T-Mobile even came out. I was in Santa Monica and I was doing a wedding outside on the pier, and the mic kept cutting out left and right. I had to go hardwired because it is there's a huge radio station that was on the same frequency as mine. Okay. Yeah, even if you looked at a product you're buying, a lot of times things come out, and somebody takes up your frequency and now you're screwed. What do you think about the PTU 7000 wireless? I think I have a video on it. You should probably check the video. I have a video on PTU 7000. It's a good product. So is their what is it, 7U? PTU 7U, I think 7U. That's a great one too. Studio. What about I make a downgrade to Mojave and have an older drive from NI, or buy a new interface compatible like Audio 6? Okay. So here's the thing. If you're using any computer-based stuff, you risk the fact that at a certain point, your hardware will no longer work with your software if you are constantly upgrading your software. That's just the nature of the business, which is why 57s don't work anymore and the SL boxes don't work. If there's nothing wrong with your system and you don't have a reason to update, don't update. Just stick to what you know, if it works. Now, if my SLX sounds distorted, don't know why. I have not experienced that with SLXs. No, I've never experienced distortion. I would say you need to check your audio feed and see where that distortion is occurring. It's a possibility. I haven't used my SLX in a while, but I believe there is in the mic handle, there is a plus 10 dB attenuator inside of it. So maybe you're running too hot. So you got to flip that thing off, is my guess. In the handset, unscrew it, and right at the top in the handset itself, there's a plus 10 or minus 10 or whatever. So it could be running too hot. Okay. So if you are wanting to upgrade, you want to get a new computer and all that stuff, then it's time to update. But don't update until you're ready. Okay. Mike Miguel says, do you like doing podcasts more than DJing? It seems extremely natural to you. That is an excellent question. That is an excellent question. So there's a rule in the world that says uh, the job that you do should be something that comes naturally to you, and that's the easiest job to do. So talking part is fairly natural to me. I really do enjoy doing the podcast. I do. I enjoy DJing also because I love music, but in general, if somebody was like, "Hey, we want to pay you, come do a podcast and cut out DJing," I don't know. I don't. I'd have to do both. But yes, you are right. I do like doing them both, and but there's something to be said about when a crowd is just like there, and you drop that one song that they weren't expecting, and they go crazy. There's something to be said about that. That is something that you can't really change. That energy is different. But I do love talking. That's the God's honest truth. I do love talking. Some people hate it. And maybe I talked too much before, but on my podcast, people come to the stream just to hear me talk. So I got the best of both worlds here when my microphone's not muted. So now that one person did not tell me the difference between Give It a Rest, he's probably talking about me because he didn't say what it was about. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't hear cheers anywhere else. So it is, what time is it? 12:46. I did say I was going to be leaving. Do you use the Denon Prime Go for events ever, or is it strictly a backup? Yes. Depending on the situation. It just depends. If I'm doing a big, so I will answer this question. 2 weekends ago, I ran into a situation where I'd left my controller at home. And I had my Denon Prime Go with me because people were saying, well, you should just use your Denon Prime Go, whatever. That's why I have a backup. I had a backup. That wasn't the issue. The issue was the party that I was on required a little more than a Denon Prime Go. So if I had called Drew and Drew was like, I don't have anything, I'm not even in town, whatever, I would have used the Denon Prime Go and not had a problem whatsoever. But, I knew my guy was down the road. If he had something, I'd rather use something like that. The other problem I had, because I was first going to use it, I plugged in my Denon Prime Go, and I had 80%. And because of what I do here, meaning I review products left and right, the last Newmark product, no, I was doing some testing. So I grabbed the plug out to do some testing because I was updating and moving my stuff back and forth. Anyway, the plug was still here. So I was at 80%, and the party was 5 hours, 4.5 hours. I knew for a fact that I could not last the entire time on there, and I had no plug. If I had my plug, I just would have DJ'd off of that and been fine, but I didn't. So that's why. But I do use it if I'm if I'm doing a small thing, if I'm doing a small little outside school event, I'll use that. Wedding ceremonies, I'll use it for wedding ceremonies, things like that. So it just depends. I mean, I don't default. If I'm doing a major party, I do not default to my Denon Prime Go, but it's always with me. Does a Denon Go use, I assume you're saying use a weird plug. Not really, but it's actually the same plug that my XMG uses. It's got the I can't say too much right now. I was actually about to say, oh, it works with another product. I can't talk about any other products right now. Okay. Uh, Abaco official. Do you think a portable turntable like Reloop Spin is a good way to see if you enjoy DJing and mixing on vinyl rotating decks? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Oh God, that's a tough one because for me, most people that get like a Reloop Spin are DJs that want to get better at scratching. Like it's rare that you'll see somebody using a reloop spin as like their main turntable. You know what I mean? So if you're buying it to practice scratching and to get better. So I don't know if you could probably, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm trying to think of all the cheaper ones like the Audio Technicas, the 240s. Those are pretty affordable. Um Probably the best controller for you if you're looking at getting a controller is getting like the Rain 1. And the only reason why the Rain 1 is a good controller for somebody like you is because you can turn off the motor. You can turn off the motor. So you can't turn off the motor on the Rev 7. So I think something like that, you have the best of both worlds. But I mean, if you got the money and you know want something cool, the Reloop Spin is a great product. You know, so and the new one that's coming out by Stanton, whenever the hell they release that one, that one's good too. Okay. Do. Yeah, DJ Reese is right. Yeah, I always forget about the frequency scanner from Shure. So yeah, test it out. Let's see here. I answered that one. Sean P. Eric, DJ E Swift. Thanks for the X5 video. I got a pair with my thumb goes. Yes, sir. I was able to cover so much more space wirelessly. Straight dope. Thanks, CT. You were very welcome. Yeah, I was getting some people that just doesn't work. Doesn't work. I am a big I have issue with people that flat out say something doesn't work. I tried it, doesn't work, took it back. Okay, what are the issues? What happened? Where are you located? Were there problems? Was it a defective unit? Are you in a bad area? Are you underground? Are you in a basement? Like, what are the reasons that you're having problems? People that just say, I tried, it didn't work, blah blah blah. With gear. Oh, I used it, it sucked. Really? How long did you use it for? How long did you use it for? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many situations where it could be just a matter of, uh, for all I know, the guy, because like I tried it, it didn't work past 50 feet. It didn't work even up to 50 feet. Well, your channels were off. You had your receiver on channel 1 and your transmitter on channel 3. Not going to work. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but every place that I've used them, they have worked. With bodies, without bodies, far away, short distance. I haven't had any issues. Now, I did talk about this on the Twitch stream. So here's the issue with everything you guys use, okay? Especially wireless signals. Wireless signals, every single one of them, the Sennheiser, the X5, all of them require a line of sight. Now, you don't necessarily need a line of sight if you're close enough, but it does require a line of sight. So people are like, I don't use them because when there's bodies on the ground, they don't work. Well, they don't work because you're trying to send your audio, your frequencies through bodies. That doesn't work. Put your transmitter above the people, have it elevated above them, and then put the receiver elevated above them. So if you're using like, a speakers on a speaker pole and you raise the one up and then put basically your speaker pole, run a wired XLR and then have it sit on top of your speaker. That way you can always see each other and then you won't have any problem. It's not the bodies being in a room that's a problem. It's a line of sight issue. The bodies are blocking the frequency. Sometimes people say things, and I honestly wonder why the troubleshooting aspects are such a problem, because it's obvious to me, you know. Or and also keep in mind this too. Why you'd also have problems if you have an audio source, your transmitter's coming out of your controller or your mixer or whatever, and let's say that one's elevated, and then you have it in the back of your speaker, and let's say your speakers are pointed towards you. Well, guess what? Now you no longer have line of sight with your receiver. So you have to run a wire, put it above it so it can talk. I feel like sometimes I have a job because just the masses just kind of lack common sense. I feel like that. I even did another video when people were like, it doesn't go past 50 feet. I did a video where I took it like basically 95 feet away. It's in my shorts. So if you have any questions, it's in my shorts. And it's me literally walking from the transmitter to the receiver. I don't know how much more I need to show people, but there are ways around problems. And you can't just assume that because it doesn't necessarily work out of the box that it's broken. There could be reasons for that. Dang, your teachers must find you troublesome in class. My teachers actually told me that I should have been a teacher. My AP English teacher flat out said, you might want to consider being a teacher. So, yeah. Anyway, are you still going to try and do mix reviews, and how are you planning on doing it? Oh, yes. Yes, I am. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I am very much so. I just keep forgetting to post it in my chat so people can see it. Yeah, the transmitter in my shorts. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, put the transmitter in your pants. The reach is so much longer. Okay. Let's see here. What was I saying? Okay, so mixes. So the mixes, I am going to be doing the mixes only on Twitch because I don't have as many issues on Twitch musically, and I'm not worried about being demonetized. So I'm going to do a post today on IG. Basically, everybody just needs to DM me the link to their mix. We will go through the mixes. We'll fly through them. We're not gonna play. So I'll talk about that too. We're not gonna fly through. We're not gonna stick around and play an hour mix. I'm gonna fast forward to the transitions, and that's what we're going to show. We're gonna talk about the transitions because that's the most important part. Yeah. So DM me with your mix, and we'll go over them, and we'll talk about what's good, what's bad, whatnot. Like I just had a person send me a demo mix, and they sent me 3 different links. It was like pop, EDM, hip hop. So I'm like, let me just check the pop one because that's what we play. We play pop. So I started listening to it. The first couple of songs, I think she started with Bad Bunny, and which was fine. And the first 3 or 4 songs were like, okay, all right, we're sounding good. Okay, we're cool. But you never try to form an opinion off of the first 4 songs, because the first 4 to 6 songs are the ones that people are like, I know exactly how I want to start this, and I'm going to make sure, and it's going to be good. And let's say I mess up on the second or third transition. I can go back. I've only been doing it for, 7 to 10 minutes. So let me go back and then redo it from scratch. Once you get to like the 30-minute mark, people don't want to go back and redo the whole thing. So that's when you start hearing people's mistakes and, what they're using. So as I continued to listen to her mix, it just got progressively worse over and over. Just the longer I played it, the worse it got. And so, yeah, that's an issue. So that's how I work, guys. Pretty simple. Okay. Uh, DJ Mike says my favorite setup of all time. I don't have a favorite setup. I don't have one. Um, because I don't use every setup, you know. Um, so yeah, I don't really have one, to be honest with you. But that's a question I will think about, and I will consider answering it at a later date. Last question, then I got to go because I have a conference call. Uh, Pioneer Rev 1 versus Roland 202 for portable emergency backup controller capable of Serato stems. Well, basically, when it's all said and done, every controller will be stems capable, so it doesn't really matter. Um, I have not used either one of those. I haven't used the Rev 1. I haven't used the Roland DJ 202. For whatever reason, when Pioneer sent me the Rev 7 to demo, they didn't send me the Rev 1. And when I asked about it, they're like, oh, we didn't think that you wanted to. We didn't think your people looked at the Rev 1. So I could have gotten one. I still can if I want to. It just wasn't a big deal. It seemed like a good controller. Okay. Do you do any South Asian weddings? I haven't done everything. I have done Asian weddings, um, black weddings. Uh, I did I've done Scottish weddings. I did a wedding. I did a wedding once, and I gotta go after this. I did a wedding where they were Swedish. The girl was Swedish, and the guy was black. So we were doing hip hop and Swedish pop. I've done Indian also. Jeet. Yeah, Indian ones are great. So yeah, I've done a lot, and they're always fun. Uh, Favorite controller of all time. Oh God, I don't know. Um, I think the best not the best controller, but the most influential controller that has ever come out. Um, Probably the SX series. That was probably the most influential controllers out there. Yeah, because everybody modeled after the SX2 when it came out. Um, but yeah, my favorite controller, best controller. I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Rev 7. Big fan. It checks off all the boxes for me in what I do. So I don't know. But to say the best, it's relative. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. I bet he's never done an Ewok wedding. I have not. That is something I haven't done. Um, Good Indian dance music. I don't know about any streams per se, but like I always talk to Indians and see what they're listening to and then base it off of that. And once you kind of know what they're listening to, then you can use a Spotify. You can use even like a title. Spotify's really good at their algorithm now of basically putting in songs and then Spotify spitting out, oh, you might also like these. And usually they're pretty damn accurate in all honesty. Okay. Michael says still using Chevet ILS. I don't know where people even got that I was using ILS. First off, I just got an ILS. So to say I'm still using it, I never had it before. So I'm not sure why people think that like I was using it. Chevet doesn't send me products. I have to buy my products. So we bought an ILS for one of our events. And I talked about it early on in the show, but it's good. It's good. Also, people need to use half wave antennas or better. So, Keith, I talked about this earlier and then I got to go. I hate the fact that that's now something we need to do because before we went digital, never had to use those ever on any party. Now, all of a sudden, we got to use those dumbass arrows. Like, that's annoying to me. It's so annoying. It is what it is, but the problem is clearly the move to digital versus the analog. It's so stupid. Ugh. Anyway, having said that, I will be purchasing one. Although on my parties, I haven't had any cutouts. So I'm not DJing at concerts. I mean, in the ceremonies, I'm relatively close, but yeah, it's annoying. Okay, guys. I got to run and I got to go out here and edit that stupid 10 minutes of mute because that was dumb. So I will do that right now. Let me get on my call and I will be back on Thursday. My ILS review will go out today because it's basically done. So my ILS review will go out on my experience on my gig. Do you open Serato first, then controller, or controller then Serato? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because think about it. People are swapping over. So your Serato has to be open and then you plug in and then you move on. So it doesn't really matter. Either way works. With Serato, if you're using, sometimes DJ and sometimes even virtual DJ have problems depending on how you plug in, but everybody's different. All right, guys, I gotta go before this lady gets pissed off at me. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry for the 10 minutes of it's meditation. It allows you to meditate. Think to yourself a little bit here. I need to go edit that before too many people go on because I know that usually, there's around 2,000 people that watch it. So I need to get rid of that dead space before it turns into something crappy. Besides that, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day and we'll talk later. Enjoy your day. Peace out.